Alright, so in this video, I'm going to tell you guys how much money you leave bootcamp with, what the smart decisions are when it comes to getting a car after bootcamp, what type of car you should get, and the route that you should go when you're buying a car. Now, before we get into the video, I take a lot of time out of my days to craft these videos. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow the channel for more content, self-improvement, Marine Corps based bootcamp videos, everything that you guys want. Comment down below and let's get right into the video. So first things first, how much money you leave bootcamp with. Now, me personally, I spent as little as I could in bootcamp. There's another video coming out about them, like they do force you to spend your money in bootcamp. Nothing in the bootcamp experience is free, but you pretty much get it deducted from your paycheck when it comes to like, you know, your gear, your final dues. You definitely pay for stuff in bootcamp. So first things first, that's like a myth that I'll bust right away. Your recruiter's gonna tell you you're gonna leave bootcamp with 6 to 7K. You're not. I left bootcamp with 3K, and that was me being conservative in bootcamp. There were kids that spent over $1,000 on like pictures. I don't know why. I spent like 30, but I saw kids coming out with their receipts like thousands of dollars, like deep. I don't know how much money they have. They probably have like $200 coming out of bootcamp, but me, I was very conservative and I would miss the PX calls. It's just they're like these like store visits to get extra gear. And by the way, that gear is not even yours. It's for the squad base. So I would like be sick or like I would try to get out of it. I got out of it successfully twice. So I was extremely conservative in bootcamp and I still walked out with half the money that I made. So you're probably going to leave bootcamp with about 2 to 3,000, maybe 4 grand. And that's the money you're going to have to work with. Now, you're out of bootcamp, you don't listen to anybody, and you decide that you want a car fresh out of bootcamp, right? The thing that sucks, it's a blessing in disguise, it's a curse, I guess. There are many benefits to being a Marine, and that includes cars. Car dealerships love military personnel because they know you're going to get that guaranteed paycheck. They know that you have a consistent income. So they love to prey on that new military person. They come into that dealership with their dress blues on and their brand new private or PFC. And I don't know, the dealerships love it. They just know you have a consistent income. They know that they can get something out of you. Now, coming out of boot camp, you're usually 17 or 18 years old. I didn't make this mistake, but you should not buy a car from a dealership, especially if you're coming fresh out of boot camp. This is probably one of the worst ideas to do. Like, you're going to screw yourself over. You make about $600 every 2 weeks, and your car payment is going to be about $400, $500, and then your insurance payment is probably going to be about $100 to $200. There's your whole paycheck just on a car. So, and this car you're not even going to be able to use because you have to go to MCT, which doesn't allow your car, and you have to go to your schoolhouse, which also doesn't allow you to have a car. So you're going to go upwards of a year paying this car that you're not even going to drive. So yeah, dealerships, they definitely love military personnel. Now, this is a blessing because when you do have enough income, when you're a sergeant or higher, or even an established corporal with another, with another income, maybe you could think about going to the dealership and buying a car. If you know how to, play credit, if you know how to play interest rates, you're going to get a really good deal. You're going to get discounts. They're going to make sure you're taken care of, especially if it's a good dealership. But when you're a brand new Marine, PFC, private, Lance Corporal, do not be going to no dealership to buy a car. Now, here's what I recommend when it comes to buying a car. I recommend the cash route or waiting it out and then having more cash. So let me explain. You're going to get out of boot camp with 3K. You can buy a car, technically. Like, you can buy like an '06 Civic. You have a car. You can buy one for like 2 grand, put some insurance on that thing. You spent like 2.4K total, and you have $600 left over, I guess. Still a horrible decision. Like, you shouldn't be spending all that money on your car. Like, the financial tips video I'm gonna bring out, half of your paycheck, half of that 3K should be going into a high yield savings account just so you could jumpstart your savings journey and so you could jumpstart the behavior of, taking money out of your paycheck and saving. But that's another video. What you should do is not buy a car right after boot camp. Wait until you hit the fleet, which is you're done with your schooling, you're done with MCT or SOI, you're done with everything, and you're an official like Marine. By that point, you're stacked up so much, you were probably going to have around 10 to 15K in your bank account, which at that point, you could buy a slightly nicer car. You could buy like a 2015 Accord for about 8K, 9K in cash, and you don't have a car payment. All you have to do is take care of insurance and maintenance like any car, but you have money in your bank account. You have a savings account, you have a rainy day account, you have your investments set up. Now you can go and treat yourself. Now you can buy a car that's going to last you a very long time. You could buy a car that's actually pretty decent instead of like an '03 or an '04 car that's going to break down. You can actually buy a decent car. You don't have to go to a dealership. You can go to like Facebook Marketplace, search up like a really decent car. I probably recommend like a Honda for your first car, and you're still going to have money left over. So I would say wait until you hit the fleet, which is probably going to take you a couple months. Most people aren't infantry MOSs, so you have to go to MCT and then you have to go to your schoolhouse, which takes anywhere from like 2 weeks up to a year. For me, I'm going to SOY, so by April, I'll be in the fleet. But for most of you, it's going to take longer than that. By the time you're actually in the fleet where like you can live a normal life, you're going to have a lot of money in your bank account. You can splurge, you can have a good car, you can have a good lifestyle, and you don't have to worry about like any other expenses. You don't have to worry about jumping into debt. Now, if you make the dumb decision to buy a car right after boot camp, now you're going to have a car payment that you're not even going to be using the car for. You're going to be in the schoolhouse. You can't bring your car to the schoolhouse. You're going to be paying this car off for 4 or 5 years, and you're making no money. You're never going to have money left over. You can't jumpstart your savings account. You can't do anything. You're probably going to have to start door dashing and Uber eating and Uber with that car to even make money or get a second job because you can't afford anything. So it's an absolute nightmare if you're choosing to get a car right after boot camp. It's probably one of the worst financial decisions you can make. I get it. A lot of 17, 18-year-olds are going to get out of boot camp if they never even seen $500 before, let alone $3,000, $4,000. So you're going to think like you're on top of the world, but trust me, that $3,000 is going to go away very fast, which is why you should put a majority of it into a savings account. You should set up automatic subtractions from your checking so that you can put money into your savings account automatically to where when you wake up, you don't even see that money in your account. It's automatically put into a savings account for you. I recommend an investment account, the S&P 500, or, a high yield 4% or higher savings account, something like that. I have a whole other video I'm going to make on that, but do not buy a car after boot camp. Save up, wait until you're 6 months into the Corps. You're going to have 6 to 10 grand saved up, maybe more, and you'll be able to buy a car in cash. You're going to have money in your savings account. You're going to be in a good spot, and now you could have a car. But yeah, and then also like let alone cars are expensive in general. You have to get the oil change, you have to buy gas. Things are going to break on the car. The battery's going to die. The tires are going to go out. A set of tires now can go up to like $500. So keep those things in mind. Like you're going to have a lot of expenses on that car, even if you're like just buying it in cash. Even if you somehow get a steal for $1,000, you probably got to fix up the car. You still got to register the car. You got to put insurance on. Like there's just so much money pit expenses for something you're not even going to use. So save your bread. Make sure you don't splurge on that car. And then when you do, get something humble. Get a Honda, a nice Honda, 2015, 2016, something decent. You can even get like an Acura or like a 2014 Acura or 2014 Audi, like something decent. You're going to look good in it. It's not going to be a dirty car, but having money in your bank account, having your savings established, having your finances down, that's the biggest flex nowadays. At the end of the day, it's just a car. It just gets you from point A to point B. Having the things behind the scenes set up for yourself, that's the biggest baller move you can make. Making sure you're a good Marine, making sure you're good at your job, that's another baller move you can make. Like just being good at your job, being good at your finances, do all of that before you splurge on yourself, because nobody's going to care after a week. Trust me, I've had like 6 cars in my life. I'm 22. After like a couple days, they don't care. Like nobody cares. You just have another car. That's it. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, any comments, comment down below, positive or negative. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.